can't buy everything. But what happens when a company becomes so powerful it can literally reshape an entire nation's economy? This is the story of how one discount store from Arkansas turned into a force so unstoppable it changed the rules of capitalism itself. Every single day, Walmart makes more money than most companies earn in a year. But behind those familiar blue walls and yellow smiley faces lies a master plan so aggressive it wiped out thousands of businesses across America. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why some economists call it the most successful predator in business history. Stay till the end, because I'll reveal a shocking document that shows how Walmart intentionally targeted and destroyed specific communities. A strategy so controversial, even their own executives tried to keep it hidden. Chapter 1: The Small Town Conspiracy. In the 1960s, while major retailers fought over big cities like hungry wolves, Sam Walton saw something different, something nobody else noticed. Thousands of small towns, each too tiny for big retailers to care about. But Sam wasn't just looking at individual towns. He was seeing a web, a network that, if controlled correctly, could become an unstoppable retail empire. Think of it like a spider's web. Each thread might seem weak on its own, but together they create something strong enough to catch prey much bigger than the spider itself. The genius of Walmart's strategy wasn't just about where they built stores. It was about how they built them. They created what analysts now call the rural stranglehold, a network of stores so perfectly positioned that it became virtually impossible for any competitor to establish a foothold. Chapter 2: The Price War Playbook. What's the craziest price difference you've ever seen at Walmart compared to other stores? Drop it in the comments below, because what I'm about to reveal might explain exactly how that happened. Walmart's price strategy wasn't just aggressive, it was psychological warfare. They developed a system called loss leader pricing that would make Sun Tzu proud. Here's how it worked. First, they'd identify the 20 items people bought most often in each community. Then, they'd price these items so low that local stores would lose money trying to match them. But here's the twist. They'd keep other items priced normally, making up their losses while maintaining the illusion of being cheapest on everything. It's like a magician's trick. While you're focused on the obvious discount, you miss what's happening with everything else in your cart. Chapter 3: The Supply Chain Revolution. But destroying competition through pricing was just the beginning. Walmart's true masterpiece was how they completely revolutionized and then weaponized the retail supply chain. In the 1980s, they invested over $4 billion in a satellite network. Why? Because they realized that information was more valuable than inventory. They built the largest private satellite communication system in the United States, giving them real-time data about every product in every store every single second. While other retailers were still using phones and fax machines, Walmart had basically built their own private NASA. Chapter 4: The Supplier Squeeze. This is where things get really interesting. With their satellite system in place, Walmart could now do something no other retailer had ever done before. They could control their suppliers completely. They created a system called Retail Link that forced suppliers to monitor their own inventory in Walmart stores. Sounds helpful, right? But here's the dark truth. It made suppliers responsible for stock levels while Walmart set the prices. If suppliers couldn't make profit at Walmart's demanded prices, too bad. The choice was simple: comply or lose access to 40% of the American retail market overnight. Chapter 5: The Employee Strategy. There's an old saying, a business is only as good as its people. But what if you could build a system that worked regardless of who was running it? Walmart's approach to employees was revolutionary, but not in the way you might think. They created what they called the box system. Every job, every task, every responsibility was so thoroughly systematized that individual employees became almost interchangeable. This wasn't just about efficiency, it was about control. By making every position easily replaceable, they gained unprecedented power over their workforce. Why pay higher wages or offer better benefits when you can replace any employee within days? Chapter 6: The Real Estate Chess Game. Now, let me show you something fascinating about Walmart's real estate strategy. They didn't just build stores. They played Monopoly with entire regions. They developed a strategy called clustering, building stores so close together that it created retail dead zones. No competitor could survive between Walmart locations, even if they offered better service or unique products. It's like watching a python slowly wrap around its prey. By the time anyone realized what was happening, it was too late to escape. Chapter 7: The Digital Transformation. Here's where the story gets modern. While everyone thought Amazon would be Walmart's downfall, something unexpected happened. Walmart had been preparing for the digital age long before most people had even heard of online shopping. Remember that satellite system from the 1980s? It gave them a 30-year head start on data analytics. When they finally moved into e-commerce, they already had something Amazon didn't: 4,700 stores that could double as distribution centers. Sometimes the best way to win a new game is to change the board entirely. Chapter 8. The Future Empire. Now, about that shocking document I mentioned earlier. In 2005, an internal Walmart strategy paper was leaked showing their market saturation model. It detailed plans to intentionally oversaturate markets with stores, operating at a loss if necessary, until all local competition was eliminated. The document even included calculations for how long local businesses could survive before closing. But here's what's truly frightening. This wasn't just about the past. The document included plans extending to 2040, showing how Walmart intends to use AI and automation to eliminate not just competition, but potentially most retail jobs entirely. They say history is written by the winners. In American retail, Walmart didn't just win. They changed the game so completely that no one else can even play by the old rules anymore. If there's one lesson from Walmart's story, it's this. In modern business, the biggest predator doesn't just eat its prey. It transforms the entire ecosystem to ensure nothing else can ever grow large enough to challenge it again.